Do you need a little Christmas now? I've got some sweet new designs to get you into the Christmas spirit. So grab your cup of tea, hot cocoa, your steaming cup of coffee, get cozy in your stitching chair, and let's chat about my new designs. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Misty Purcell. I am a cross-stitch designer. My company is Luminous Fiber Arts. I'm really excited to share with you a couple of new designs I'm releasing for Christmas, and I'll also share a little bit about the Jingle Ball and give you a very brief life update just to let you know what I've been up to. So let's start talking about my first new release, which is called Merry and Bright. I absolutely love birds. Chickadees are one of my favorite birds. And I had known for some time that I wanted to do a design with a bird of some kind. I thought maybe a chickadee, and I wanted it to have a candle. And so I finally sat down to design it. And because I'd been thinking about it for such a long time, it actually came together really quickly compared to some other designs I've done. So we have this really cute chickadee. It's perched on this candle holder. We've got a nice holiday candlestick, and then we have some pine boughs and some cranberries and some sparkles, and it says Merry and Bright, which I think this design very much is and gives that feel of cheer and hope at the holidays. So absolutely love how this design turned out. I think the colors are so pretty. So this design was stitched on 40 count Sparrow, which is dyed by me, but I always include suggested fabric substitutes on the pattern in case you want to use a different fabric or you can't get my fabric. So there are good substitutes out there. And then the floss is all DMC colors. They are 347, 729, 470, 831, 169, 3866, 3799, 304, 738, 937, 535, 782, 352. You might wonder why I don't just go in numerical order. I always give my floss order in the order of stitches that are used. So the first one is the one with the most stitches, and on the pattern I tell you how many stitches there are. The only time I leave that off on patterns is if there's just not quite enough room to fit in the number of stitches, but I still put them in the order. So that way if you want to sub something out, you can tell how much of it appears in the design, how important it is in the design, helps you know how much you need, and maybe gives you a sense for how long it might take you to stitch if you can see how many stitches there are for those of you that keep track of that kind of thing. I don't, because I'm not fast. You can see the back here. I just picked a nice coordinating fabric and finished it into a pillow. So of course I finished it into a pillow. Obviously this could look really great finished flat and mounted on something. It could be super cute displayed in a dough bowl. Maybe a candle, either a red or white candle nearby would be really cool. I have these like flickering ones, so that's actually where I've got mine on display, is next to one of the candles. This design was kind of inspired by another design I did, which was Comfort and Joy. And so I actually designed them using most of the same colors. There's a few different colors in them, and they're not exactly the same size, but I did intend them to be companion pieces that could be displayed together if you wanted to display them together. So they're both all in DMC on the same fabric. They have the same type of border, more or less. I did decide to leave off the pom-pom trim. I was planning to put it on, but I thought it looked really good without it, and so then I decided not to add it. So this is Comfort and Joy. And I have both patterns available on my website in print or PDF format. And I also have some of the Sparrow fabric in stock at the time of this recording. I can't promise it's still in stock by the time that you get there to the website. But as I said, I have substitutes available on the pattern for you if you need them. So another thing that I have for you that's related to this design, I love doing greeting cards. So I made a greeting card for the model photo. And this is like a super nice way to give a gift to a friend. So maybe you're going to gift them the pattern and you gift them, or you send them a greeting card as well that coordinates. You could also stitch this for someone and send them the greeting card, or just send it to a stitchy friend. It doesn't have to be that you stitch them something or send them the pattern. If you just have a special friend who's a stitcher and you want to send them a really nice greeting, these are really nice cards. So they're 5x7. I leave them blank inside so that you can put whatever message you want. And then I just have my logo and the name of the pattern on the back. Comes with an envelope, and it comes packaged in a really nice clear plastic envelope. So it looks really professional. You could just gift the card and the envelope itself if you wanted to give the card as a gift. It would look really nice that way too. So this is also available on my website for you. So next up we have Kringle's Tree Farm. It's the most magical tree farm with the perfect Christmas trees, owned by Kris Kringle. So we have Santa riding in a horse-drawn wagon. It's a very fancy wagon, as you can see. Snow on the ground, and he's got a tree in the wagon, and he's chosen it just for you. It's your perfect tree. He knows exactly the size and shape of tree that you need to look perfect in your house. And, this design is meant to bring back happy memories of choosing a tree or putting up your tree and getting out all of your decorations and putting them on display. But decorating is a lot of work at the holidays. So let Santa pick your perfect pine, and then all you have to do is decorate it. This was so much fun to dream up and design and draw out in my cross stitch software. So this one, both Merry and Bright and Kringle's Tree Farm, I drew directly in my Max Stitch cross stitch software. Sometimes I draw in Procreate or I draw on paper first, but these I just drew right in software, which is how I used to work a lot more. I do a lot more pre-sketching now just to save time. Which is good. I can't figure out how to fit me and can't figure out how to fit us both in here. So this is stitched on 40 count 40 count snow day linen, dyed by me. And again, I have a substitute on the pattern if you aren't able to get the fabric, or you want to use a different fabric, like you want to look in your stash or pick something up elsewhere if you can't get mine. I do have some kits with the fabric and the overdyed flosses. So the flosses in the pattern are Weeks Dye Works Holly and Classic Colorworks Snowball, Prairie Grass, Lettuce Leaf, Licorice Red, and Pebble Beach. DMC 505-816 3021 832 03 950 435 3778. And both of these designs, both Merry and Bright and Kringle's Tree Farm, would be good for a beginner. I mean, this is maybe more stitching than a beginner might want to do, like if you're brand new, but there's no back stitching in either of them. They're just full cross stitches. So they're simple enough. This model was stitched by Tammy Maddox, and she did a beautiful job. So thank you so much, Tammy, for stitching this. And I recommend for both pieces a size 28 tapestry needle if you're going to stitch on 40 count. You never have to stitch on 40 count just because I have a model stitched on 40 count. You can stitch it on whatever fabric count you want. You don't have to use linen. You can use Aida, you can use Ugana. There's nothing wrong with using whatever fabric you enjoy using. So you should use what you're comfortable with. I'm just letting you know what I used, okay? I do have kits. Again, I don't know if they'll still be in stock by the time you see this, but I have kits with the fabric and the over-dyed floss for you in my shop. So although this pattern is over-dyed flosses, I do include a conversion to DMC on all of my patterns whenever I use over-dyed flosses, so that you can change them out if you need to. So I always have like a limited number of kits when I do kits for my designs, and if you don't want to miss out on kits, if you want to get sneak peeks of new designs, sometimes get freebie designs, other special surprises, behind the scenes looks at what I'm up to, make sure that you sign up for my newsletter. I will link it in the description below the video for you so that you can find it easily. I have a great community of stitchers on my newsletter, and I really enjoy hearing from them. We get some conversations going sometimes. It's really fun. So patterns for Kringle's Tree Farm are available in print and PDF format on my website. Miriam Bright is available on my website in print and PDF format. Kits for Kringle's Tree Farm are available separately. You can also purchase these patterns from your favorite local needle workshop or online needle workshop. They have them or can get them for you too. I hope these new designs will help make your holidays extra magical this year, and I'm really excited about them. I hope that you'll enjoy stitching them. And now I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the Jingle Ball. So I've been working very busily behind the scenes getting ready for the Jingle Ball. The Jingle Ball is an online event, online only, so you actually can't go attend it physically in person. You can only attend it online. It's going to be December 1st through 3rd. It's open to stitchers worldwide. Admission is $10, and we are going to have things like hanging out with your friends at stitching tables and making new friends at stitching tables. You'll be able to go to some free classes. You can purchase classes to take during the weekend as well. There'll be classes running all weekend long. We will have meet and greets with the 12 designers who are participating in the event. I'm one of them. And the event is run by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. Let's see, other than that, we're going to have some really awesome new designs released just for the ball, so there's shopping. You can do as much as you want. You can watch entertainment videos. We're gonna have some really awesome entertainment for you. I had fun. I just recorded some of my videos this week, and I hope that you'll enjoy seeing what I put together for you. So yeah, it's gonna be really great. So if you have never attended a retreat, but you've wanted to, and it's just not possible for you right now, this is your chance to have some fun and do something nice for yourself. If you do go to retreats and you still want to do this, you should. This is open to everyone. Okay, so please come. We really want to see you there. I'm really looking forward to seeing you. One of the reasons that I most was excited about participating in the Jingle Ball was just to be able to connect with stitchers, because I don't really get to go to retreats. I don't really have time mostly. So this is like my own opportunity to get to spend time with stitchers and interact with you. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope to see you there. But you know, if you're introverted, I get it. That's not a problem. You can still show up and participate in things, and you don't have to be like on camera all the time or anything. So you can decide how much interaction you want with other people, but I really recommend it. I think you're gonna have a great time. And like I said, it's only $10 to get in, and you can enjoy all of the things, okay? And then it's just, if you wanna pay for some additional classes, you can or not. So I hope that you'll check it out. So let me tell you, I've got a class that I'm teaching there. I'm just gonna show you the ornaments. They are, and this pattern will be available for you to purchase during the weekend. So if you aren't taking the class, that's no problem if you'd like to purchase the pattern that weekend. This is called Wintergreen Christmas, and we have a very jolly Santa and an adorable reindeer. And we have a peaceful forest of pine trees covered in snow. So I had so much fun creating this. This was actually based on, I won't go into too much detail because I want to save that information for the Jingle Ball, but I'll just say that I did some illustrations for some project. It was a personal project, a personal challenge I set, and then that inspired these designs. So I designed them originally in Procreate and then tried to redraw them in my Max Stitch software. And that sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't work, but luckily in this case it did. So the other thing I'm excited to share with you is my ornament for the ornament book for the Jingle Ball. So each designer submits an exclusive ornament design for the Jingle Ball Baubles book. And I'm not going to show you what's in the book, but I'm allowed to show you the cover of the book. So I'm going to show you what the cover looks like. This is this year's book. So you'll be able to purchase this during the Jingle Ball if you're attending the Jingle Ball. And then I want to show you my ornament contribution. This is called Santa Minikin. He's so cute and small, isn't he? I love how he turned out. So he'd be adorable on your Christmas tree. I actually photographed him on a spice box, and I think he'd be super cute, you know, in your kitchen somewhere if you wanted to put him on a spice box or on a doorknob, wherever you'd want to put him, but he's very small and adorable. So if you're attending the Jingle Ball and you purchase the book, you will get Santa Minikin in your book. And he uses a mix of DMC and overdyed floss. I won't bore you with the details. But if you're interested also in learning more about how I do this kind of finish, you can check out my tag ornament finish tutorial on my channel here. And I talk about the eyelets and how to put them in and how to put the pom-poms on. These are a little bit smaller than what I used in that tutorial, so it's actually a little bit harder to string them on the baker's twine. You have to use more force. But I think the force is worth it because it's so cute. So yeah, this will be in your book if you purchase a book. So I'll also have at the Jingle Ball 3 other brand new releases. So the Wintergreen Christmas is one new release. I guess the Jingle Ball ornament is technically another release, but then in my booth I will have 3 additional brand new patterns for you. One of them is the exclusive to the ball, so that one won't be available for a year. I haven't decided on my release schedule for the other ones yet, but yeah, so 3 new designs. I'm so excited for you to see them. I love how they turned out. So I hope that you're able to make it. I would love to chat with you. Please stop by my stitching table during the weekend, come to the meet and greet, visit my booth and say hi in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Even if we don't interact on camera, just leave me a message. I'd love to know you were there. If you have questions, of course, ask them. I'm happy to answer them. I'm really looking forward to that weekend, and I hope you are too. I've already got some food stored in the freezer so that I can feed myself over the weekend and not be starved, because it'll be a busy weekend. So I've started making soup and stuff to stick in the freezer, so I'm prepared. It'll be a kind of a busy time for me because it's the end of my, so we'll transition into, I guess, my slight life update. By day, I'm a college professor and I teach Spanish, like introductory Spanish courses, and it's the end of the semester, so I will be grading exams and going to the Jingle Ball. And then I'll be grading more exams, and then I will be grading oral exams, and I will be shipping for the Jingle Ball. So it's gonna be a busy beginning to December for me. But my semester has gone really well. I have a really nice group of students this fall, which I've enjoyed a lot. I think it's been a relatively, knock on wood, it's been a relatively low drama semester. Sometimes you have like a lot of issues, and I mean, people are having issues, but it's not quite the level, I guess, of some past semesters, so that's good so far. So we are, when you're seeing this video, we are pretty much at our Thanksgiving break. And then we have 2 weeks left. Is that right? Yes. A week of class where we're preparing for exams, and then a week of oral exams, which is our last week of class. So oral exams, they have a conversation with a partner. And in case you're wondering, I did not grow up speaking Spanish. My family is not Spanish speaking. My mom learned Spanish. I just wanted to learn Spanish as a kid. I think probably because I knew my mom had studied Spanish. I don't know, I liked it on Sesame Street. I just really wanted to learn Spanish as a kid, and I was like desperate to learn it. And so when they finally offered it in 6th grade, I was like, I'm ready. And I would have kept going if they'd offered it like the whole school year, but you know, it's just like a 9-week thing maybe. So I had to wait until 8th grade to start taking it, and took it through high school, took it in college, studied abroad, took more Spanish in graduate school. My degree is not in Spanish, it's in comparative literature, so I was studying literature in Spanish and English, and learning some other languages as well at the time. But anyway, that's what I've been up to with work. And then I've also, I don't know if I've mentioned this here, I don't think I've had time to. I know I've mentioned it in my newsletter, but in May I started taking some watercolor classes. So if you've been with me for a while, you might know that I've been learning some digital art using Procreate, really enjoyed that. And I'm not exactly sure what the confluence of events was that pushed me into watercolor. I think I've admired it for a while and thought it was very pretty. Thought it'd be interesting to learn it one day. I was really enjoying the digital art. I didn't think I needed to start buying sketchbooks and various paint supplies and getting storage and things like that. But I just kind of, a bunch of different little things happened. I was taking a sketchbook class, and there were like watercolor markers and watercolor pencils, and I was like, oh, well, maybe. And it just kind of happened. I don't know. It just happened. So I started taking some classes, and I took a class on sketching teacups, which I thought would be maybe a more manageable way to get into it, because it'd be very specific to one kind of object that I'd be learning to sketch and paint. It was really a great class. The instructor, her name is Liz Steele, and she used to be an architect, and she retired from architecture and became an online watercolor sketching teacher. She lives in Australia. She does a really good job putting together lesson plans and demonstrating all of the techniques. And so I did that this summer, as well as her foundations course, which ran through, I think, September, like maybe July through September. These are, you can take the classes at any time, but she does live run-throughs of them at certain times of the year, where she'll have like weekly videos, and you can watch her live on those and interact with other students in the class, like kind of more live than if it's like a self-paced version, then you might be taking it kind of by yourself at that time. Anyway, so I took another class from her called Foundations, and learned more basics of sketching, and sketching with fountain pen and waterproof ink. I'm getting better. I'm learning to not hold my pencil and my pen so tightly. That's a thing with me. Like when I first learned to knit, it was the same thing. I was like very tight. Crochet, the same. I'm just learning to, one of my life lessons is loosen up, lighten up. Maybe you can relate. So the classes are going well. I finished that foundations class, and I've been doing some online Zoom classes with Becky Cow. She's in Canada, and she teaches kind of the same thing, like urban sketching basically. So she does like a couple indoor things and outdoor things in a month. And you know, there's like Saturday classes and Sunday classes. I'm pretty much taking the Sunday classes now. In that class, you're like, she's giving you an image, and you're sketching from the image live with her, or you can watch the recording later and do it that way. So where Liz's class is different in that she gives you an assignment and you go find your own thing to sketch, like sketch your favorite top, or sketch, you know, your teacup, your own teacup, right? Rather than her teacup. So you're doing it from life, from something you own or see. And then with Becky, it would be you're sketching from a photo alongside her while she's sketching, and you're learning that way. Both ways I think are good and have different advantages to them. So I've been enjoying that. And then Liz will be starting up a watercolor basics class, which I had started working through, and then I've been too busy to continue, but it's going to be live with it's going to be like weekly sessions of videos along with other people. So I will join that in the new year. Looking forward to that. So what do I do in my sketchbook? I'm trying to appreciate the mundane things in my life and the routine things in my life, like my cup of tea, or what have I sketched? I sketched a Halloween cookie recently, which was pretty fun. And I've taken some other like Skillshare classes. I've watched a few different things here and there, but I've gone out, I worked up the courage to go out and sketch in public. I've sketched on campus. I have sketched in Panera. I had a very nice conversation with a gentleman who was interested in sketching there, which was fun. I have sketched in Barnes & Noble Cafe. I have sketched in a bar. So it's been interesting. And you know, no one's mean to me or anything. So it's been cool. Actually, it's started some interesting conversations. So I like that. And it makes me notice things more than if I just took a photo or just sat there looking. Like when you're drawing something, you have to like notice it in a completely different way. And I really enjoy that actually. And the watercolor is tricky to use, but I'm enjoying learning it. And I don't think I have good brush control. I'm still figuring that out. I think it's going to take me a long time. So I can see from May, where I knew nothing, to now, like I've made huge progress. I can also see that like compared to where I'd like to be and where I'm currently at, there's also like a big gap. So that is just a matter of time. I do sketches that look awful, that I'm just like, ugh, and I'm like disgusted that I can't do any better than that. But that's how it went that day. And you just have to kind of move on, right? And keep going. So it's been I always think it's good to learn new things. And I think it's a good reminder to stop expecting yourself to be perfect at something that you don't know how to do very well yet. And you just have to give yourself space and grace to learn the thing and to do it badly for however long that is. And it might continue to be bad on and off all along. So that's what I've been doing. Have you been learning anything new lately? Have you taken up any new hobbies, or have you ever tried watercolor or sketching with pen and ink? It did, you know, cause me to fall down the fountain pen rabbit hole, which is also a dangerous place. And the idea of being able to like mix my own ink colors, another dangerous area. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you though, if you are trying anything new lately, or you want to try something new that you're kind of mulling. Let me know. Maybe I can help enable you and give you that push you need to do it. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today. It's been great to catch up with you, and I hope that you enjoyed the video and seeing the new releases. And I will see you again soon, and hopefully I will see you at the Jingle Ball. Take care, friends.